Hi everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of you. So something that I never said, sorry that I don't look straight to the camera, because actually if I see the camera, I get bored because it's just a camera. So I look to the chat. That's why I also like to see the chat sometimes, to see there's people behind the screen and I'm not speaking to myself alone. I'm boring. I will be very honest, and I am really, really tired. So I'm sleepy, very sleepy. So if I yawn, sorry. Is what you get when you are doing these transmissions in an hour that you're supposed to be watching a movie. So let's go to the topic for today, which is security. Let's go to the meaning of the word, the etymology of it, so we can understand what we are talking about. So the origin of the word is, well, let's go to the word security. Security comes from the word se, which means to separate, to take something apart from other things, and curare, that means to preoccupate. Something, when we say preoccupate, the word means to set yourself in the place of something way before it happened. Pre, that means before, and occupare, occupate, that means to be on a place. So preoccupate is basically to be a place before the things happen. So when you say security, meaning of this old word, which in Latin is securitas, altogether means that you don't need to have preoccupation. You don't have to preoccupate of anything, because I'm a part of all things or all problems. So the problems are away. I am a part of them. So I shouldn't preoccupate. So the word security means that I am safe, that I don't have anything to be occupied of. So we have 2 points of views to understand security. One from the point of view of the inside, the individual, and the other one from the view of society, from the outside. So we have to see from where it comes the idea of security in order to understand these two. So let's go into that. So in the same way we have a holy trinity that is vibration, energy, and matter, we also have another trinity which is based on the needs. Do you remember which are those? The 3 needs that every being needs? Perfect. So perfect. they are to eat, to sleep, and security. This is the trinity of needs. Let's remember how this trinity of needs work. Sorry, I did a mistake. I'm sleepy. The third one is to reproduce. Oh. To reproduce, not the security. Sorry. Reproduce. Sorry, it is eat, sleep, and reproduce. The three needs of the three bases of the need. Let's go to explain now how this circuit works. So, to understand the eating, remember that the eating is very important for these needs, because it's one of the bases of the universe. It's one of the main ways of reality. So remember this. We have been speaking about energy and exchange of energy. We have been learning how the waves have different frequencies that express in positive and negative. So this positive and negative are an exchange of constant energy, electrical pulses, that then when they become particles, they share as positive and negative. So they share energy from one particle to another. So this is the first exchange of energy in the universe. And then it starts to expand and grow. So they multiply and they start to create much more complex structures that keep going and growing and getting much more specifics into the accumulation of energy. This means that all the structures of atoms that starts to grow and create much more bigger storages of energy, they also made that the ones that were consuming that energy, they too evolve into different structures, different organisms that will consume that other energy. And that's what we call to eat, to nourish, to feed. The idea is that what we are doing, eating something and then digesting that something, is exactly the same that electrons and protons are doing, exchanging energy, but we are doing it in a much more complex way. And this means that eating is one of the needs of our entire universe. The creation itself of the universe is based on the exchange of energy. So that's why eating is important. And it doesn't matter the shape of that exchange, because some people can just eat, breathing, the light, sun gazing. You can do whatever you want and as much as you can, or it's in your hands to. But the base is that you are exchanging energy. So after we eat, after we have exchanged this energy, suddenly the positive and the negative start to be in balance. So they get, both of them have the same weight, the same charge. So they are stabilized for a moment. And that moment of stabilization is what we call, in a human perspective, to sleep. The process of sleeping is the moment in which we can restore the link of energy, because now we have everything within. When we have everything already inside, when we have the energy that we need, our body starts to stand still in order to work with that energy to create a new structure transcendental from the one before. So that's why it's so important for the universe also to sleep, because it's the moment in which everything that you have done is processed. So the third step is the reproduction. Why reproduction? Remember that we have said that reproduction comes once you have processed all the information that you have that you had from what you ate. Your cells process that information during the process of sleeping, and then you have to take it out. You have to proceed to take that thing from the inside again to the outside, and that's what we call reproduction. With the reproduction, it means that everything that we have processed within is now being able to be manifest outside. So it's not necessarily related to the sex, to having kids, but biology have designed a way through sexuality that helps to keep the circle going on. So that's why the cells designed the idea of multiplication and transcendence of the body. Now think deep. All the Taurus people here, the one that really feel Taurus people, aren't these three needs the holy sacred trinity of Taurus? So we can understand here, this is the typical image that we all have from Taurus. Taurus is like the idea of someone that is eating all the time or thinking about eating all the time. Is someone that needs to sleep much more than anyone else, and it's really difficult to take them out from the bed. And constantly is in the need of caresses, love, and the sensuality. So the sacred trinity of the needs is basically the sacred trinity of Taurus. So you can relate with that. So now, when we have this holy trinity of Taurus, we can understand that there is something missing. Thing that makes this possible, the trinity possible, which is security, to feel safe. This is something that is really important for Taurus too, for the energy of Taurus. The energy of Taurus is basically someone that needs to feel safe, that needs security, boundaries. It needs to feel protected. Limits of a house where it can have the food to eat, where it can be ensured of being able to sleep, to dream, and of course to have a place to reproduce. safety. So here we have two kinds of security. One is the one from the outside, is the security that we need in order to be able to eat, to sleep, and to reproduce, which are physical things, aspects. And on the other hand, we have the inner one that we call safety. In English, we have two words for this. The inner aspect is safety, which is the idea of feeling safe, of your own self. Feeling secure of your own self. Why you need to eat, sleep, and reproduce. Here, some people are telling me that security is not the right word that I'm trying to say, and no, it's the word that I'm trying to say. It's security. It's security. The word that I'm trying to say is security, not safe. So why security is so important? Remember here that the living beings, we have been designed in order to try to catch as much of information as we can from the environment. So we are interpreting every change and everything that could happen around us all the time. Because of this, our nervous system are trying to understand what is happening, because maybe something can kill me in the outside. So the brain is in a constant state of alarm. Is all the time thinking in danger. Something can happen. So, so this state of alarm is the one that keeps us alive and understanding the environment around. But there are 3 moments in which we do not have much this state of alarm, because the brain is concentrated in other things. When we eat, the brain is only concentrated in when we in when we have to eat, in what we have to do. So we have to ensure ourselves they are going to be safe during this process of eating. That's why we need security to acknowledge that we are able to eat. Then, of course, once we ate, we need to rest. Why? Because the brain stops looking outside and starts to work entirely from within. It starts to set all its intention and energy, paying attention to specifically the digestive system, excretory system, and circulatory system. It tries to understand how to distribute this new energy within in every one of the organs. So that's why we need to rest, to sleep. We need to do that in order for the brain to know what to do in that moment. So no state of alarm during that moment. And of course, when we reproduce, is a very vulnerable situation where you are exposed, because you're wasting a lot of energy. Animals or whoever or people are wasting a lot of energy, and the brain is only thinking about what the body is doing and what it's feeling. So it's not concentrated in nothing else. Why the brain needs to feel safe in that situation. That's why we need security in order to reproduce. So in this of security, in order to eat, sleep, and reproduce, every living being in nature have been designed in biology in order to be able to feel safe when they do these three things. When every animal, every plant, we have been designed in order to be constantly in a state of alarm. So the entire energy has been disposed into that intention to see if anything can kill us all the time. So every second, the animals are looking at ways in which they can die and ways in which they can feel secure in order to eat, sleep, and reproduce. And eventually, humans appear, hominids creating the humanity. And humans start to design an outer tool to ensure, as a warren, that we can eat, sleep, and reproduce without thinking of any preoccupation, any problem. So this outer tool that humans create is what we call society. Cultural society. Society is the creation of humanity in order to ensure security, so everyone can feel safe. So it divides the groups in those who are going to be in charge of eating, in those who are going to be in charge of taking care of the weak, those who are going to be in charge of production. So each one in society will have a different task that takes care of all topics of the group in order to ensure security. Okay. So what we start to do in the society is to give the responsibility of this security to different bodies of the society, like the security of the food to the product to the farmers, the security of the production to the producers, the security of the government, the leadership, security of the entire population, which is the military and the police. So each one has its own responsibility being a warrant of something, of a security. So the entire society can feel safe. So as much grows the society and many more individuals exist, the system has to change because the people is every day farther from those who has the responsibility each one of the topics. So we need another system that helps to keep the security working on. So And that's what we call bureaucracy. Bureaucracy comes from the French word bureau, that means desk. So the power of the desk, of those who work with the papers and so on. So it was the best way to organize the society in order to keep the system going with a lot of people. So the reason why we have bureaucracy is not because something bad happened in humanity. Bureaucracy was really good at the time that was needed. We have to, when you start to see the history, how it works, you will understand that every system was useful for a specific time. The problem is when we still use them and the time has changed. That's the main problem. So what really happened with the bureaucracy is that it was the best way to administrate so much people. There were so many people, so much population around, that that bureaucracy was one of the answers to administrate so many people. So it was really good. It was nice at the moment. Now it doesn't work because today we don't need someone in a desk solving the problems, because we all have phones, we all have internet, computers. We are able to communicate without the need of a hierarchy. So that's why for us today it's like, why this works like this? Because it's the system that we knew, but it's ending. So that's why I feel like it's horrible, but it's not horrible. It's simply that it's another time, another environment, context. So what is the real meaning of security here? Security is not to feel safe here. Security is a warrant. Security is something that assures you that you will be able to eat, to sleep, and to reproduce. It's like someone comes with a paper and says, I'm here, and I say to you that I guarantee you that you will be able to eat every day because you will have the market. I guarantee you that you will be able to sleep because we take care of the problems. We guarantee you that you will be able to reproduce and produce whatever you want because you are, we guarantee you that you will be safe and you will be able to do all this. So now what happened? That in order to have that security, you need a lot of people assuring you that that will happen. So here is when bureaucracy comes in. Bureaucracy comes in the moment when you need a lot of people to assure that security. So, for example, you need someone to make the paper, another one to write it, another one to sign it, another one to put a stamp on it. So every of those persons needs to leave. They are working. So we have so many people doing each part of the system that goes from one desk to another, bureaucracy. And you need to maintain all those people. And that's why you have access. You have to maintain all these people that work to ensure your security for you to be safe. And if you think it's logic. Of course, it's very logic, that system. So now the problem here in bureaucracy, that person that came to you at first time and told you, I guarantee you that you will have to eat, you will have to sleep, you will have to produce, and I guarantee you that I will be safe of all the system, that I will take care of all this. And when you signed that person now can decide for you what to eat, what is good for you to eat, where to sleep, and how long is good for you to sleep, and where to produce and what is good to produce. So when you suddenly say, no, but I don't agree with what you are doing, I don't want to do this in this way, I want to do something different, that same person that you signed the paper to can tell you, oh, you are a menace to our security. You are putting our security in jeopardy. So that person can take the forces of security to take you back, like if you are the virus of the system. The same system that you have created. So here, what we have, when we speak usually about military and police, we usually make the same mistake as when we speak about money. When we speak about money, we used to say that if we wouldn't have money, this would be better. This would be better. And it's not. Because the problem is not the money, it's not the matter, it's the concept that we have on the value of money. The same thing happens with the military and the police. We have a bad concept of the military and the police because they were created to be used by a government and a system, an administration. The problem is not that there are police and military. They are useful, they exist for something, they are needed for something. The problem is who are using them and for which purpose. The forces of security cannot be government ever because they were made for another thing. So all the philosophies come from the idea of military leaders. They don't evolve. In order to evolve, we have to be open to new things. And the military were done to secure the things that exist, to protect what is there. So this is why whenever comes something different, they interpret it as a virus that needs to be killed. This is why every idea of the military will end up in a kind of dictatorship. They are not useful for that. It's not the goal. And I repeat, this doesn't mean that they don't have to exist. It means that they are not yet doing or accomplishing the work that they were supposed to do. And why we reached this point? Because throughout our entire history, we have been given our power to others for them to decide upon our three main needs. So the goal, in order to change this concept of the security we have today, is to have security of our own selves. To be secure within. It means to be in the axis, to accept who you are. To know that you have the inner power to decide what to eat, how much to sleep, and what to produce. That is to be secure of yourself, to acknowledge yourself, and to empower yourself. And in order to be secure and to be in that axis, we don't need to fight anyone or to go against any system. The only thing that we have to do is to refer to ourselves, to be secure of ourselves, to know that within you, you have the power to manifest and act, to take action by yourself in order to do what you are supposed to do in projects. Make it. Trusting your inner self. The vibration for today is Wo. The statement for today is I am the origin of every pattern. The quote for today is virus, which is perfect for our time. Virus. Among all possible living organisms that exist on Earth, the virus is the only one that is closer to a zombie. It's a dead being that behaves like a living one, carrying genes, DNA, or RNA, and multiplying after invading a living body, for which is able to subsist and expand. Viruses are seen as bad and as a disease carrier. However, for biology, they've been elemental bases that promote the evolution of species, testing their adaptation and the activation of potential. Let's go to the alignment. Sit comfortable, close your eyes, and concentrate on your breathing. I become aware of the space that surrounds me, the body that I inhabit, and my own breathings. I use my imagination to turn this space around an infinite dark void. And I perceive myself levitating in the center of this huge void. Softly, slowly, I start to caress the space around me, stretching the body, moving as if it is a dance. And slowly I come back to a fetal position, hugging my legs, and if I can't, just hug your own body or take your hands. In this position, I recognize myself as a seed, the seed of the tree life, the universal seed of the universe, and I can recognize that within me I have the entire potential to become another tree, a universe of my own. And I can perceive above me a light surrounding my entire body. I can see this ray of light turning into a big drop of water. forced to fall down to my body. A drop of water and light. I can perceive this drop of water falling down into my head, going through my crown, my third eye, going through my throat, my heart, plexus, the sacrum, and reaching the root chakra where it is absorbed. I can feel how within is activated the source that makes me resound with the entire universe, activating the energy of my being in abundance, giving me strength, so I can manifest the matter where I can feel secure of myself. With my hands, I take this energy, the strength that makes me feel secure of myself, and expand it with my hands up, becoming the leaves of the seed, as the feet becomes the roots. I expand the security of myself, and my arms going up, in the roots of my legs going down to the ground, my arms becoming the branches, my finger the leaves and flowers, expanding the security of myself. I become a big tree, secure of itself. I recognize that this security has been created with all the patterns that I inherit throughout the history. And I use all of them now to build up my axis, my inner power. I am the origin of all patterns. I am the origin of all patterns. I am origin of all patterns. I have security in myself. I have. I have. I have. I take a deep breath, and each one at its own time come back here and now. And those who are following the task for this month, put this energy in the water and put it on the seeds that we have sowed. Thank you everybody for being here another day. And as always, see you tomorrow at the same time. Bye.